Right, here we go. We've got some Battlefield 4 gameplay, and it's a 15 for 1 gameplay. Spoiling it again, always putting the score in there. I don't leave any sort of suspense for you. I wonder what the score was. Oh, he told us. I better turn this video off. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know I said I was going to put the Battlefield 4 gameplay over on my other channel, the Legion of APOC, which is doing really well. I'm so happy about that. But I know I said I was going to put the gameplay over there, and I was going to keep this Call of Duty, strictly Call of Duty, but I wanted to use this gameplay and talk about Battlefield and talk about that. And basically what I'm going to do is, I've just completely confused myself there, so I'm going to try and kind of pick the commentary up. What I'm basically going to do is, I'm going to use the longer gameplays, so like the Conquest, I'm going to use those on the other channel. And I'm going to be using subscribers with that one. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to invite subscribers in, and we're going to play some Conquest. So the gameplays are a little bit longer, 13 to 14 minutes, but there's obviously a lot more to do in Conquest. There's a lot more interaction, there's a lot more team playing, and a lot more team skill. And you know, at least you'll have the interaction of somebody else, so there'll be a kind of banter and all the rest of it, and obviously helping each other out. So there's vehicles and things. So I think it will make for quite good viewing. I really do, and I'll keep it as entertaining as I possibly can. So hopefully that'll work. I'll try and test it out and see what people think about that. But with regards to this, you know, I'm putting this one on here because it's a team deathmatch gameplay. I'll just talk about it in a moment, and I'll talk about Battlefield. I'm kind of getting a lot better at this. This gameplay is actually about 10 days old or so, and since this I've actually improved because I'm now getting used to Battlefield 4 because I'm playing a hell of a lot more of it. I'm actually playing Battlefield 4 more than I'm playing Call of Duty, and now I'm getting used to a few things. So I'm going to talk about a subject, but I'm going to kind of counter my subject by revealing something that I didn't know that helps. Yeah, it's very strange because I intended to talk about this about 3 or 4 days ago, and then I discovered this little trick, and it was like, oh, but I'll still talk about it anyway. I've confused you all now. You're all thinking, get to the fucking point, APOC! Stop wittering on, you dumb English bastard. Okay, I'm playing here as a medic. And as you can see on this, I'm quite a good team player on the medic side. I'm throwing a lot of medical kits on the floor, I'm reviving a lot of players as the game goes on, and I do okay, I get a lot of kills. So essentially, I'm a pretty good team player. You know, this is what I say, I'm quite proud of this gameplay. However, and you know, I've picked up on in a couple of commentaries about the class of players, like the class of players in Call of Duty and how the players spoil it and the community spoils it. I'm going to talk about the community on Battlefield 4 and certainly on the Xbox 360 that I've noticed, and that is that there aren't many medics. Now, I don't consider the medic class to have the best guns. I think there's some decent guns in there, but I think some of the guns are quite recoily and they take a lot of bullets and they don't carry much ammunition. So, okay, you kind of sacrifice the fact that you can help a lot of other people by, you know, carrying a bit of a weaker class around, because most of the people that kill me carry light machine guns and they carry the engineer class around. Now, sadly for me, I've switched to the engineer class. Well, I say sadly for me in some respects, I've now switched over to the engineer class because I originally liked the engineer class. I preferred the weaponry over there. I've now unlocked the UMP-45, which is an immense gun. It's now the gun I run more than anything. I'm waiting to unlock a few further guns, but the UMP-45, I've got kind of pretty much most of the attachments for it, and it's good. It's a good class. I like using the what's the name of the mine? It's not M16A4. I don't know. I'm using the mine class. Sorry, the mines anyway, which I'm throwing around the objectives, which take tanks down in one. It's so great. You throw a mine down, you get killed, but your mine still stays at that objective, or stays on the road, or stays wherever you've put it. And it's just brilliant when you're running around and you're doing something, and all of a sudden it comes up in the bottom left-hand corner. Destroyed tank, and you've killed 2 people as well. Multi-kill. So yeah, that's nice. But it is sad, really, because I do like... Realistically, I like bringing people back to life, and I did rank up the medic class quite well. As you can see, I'm throwing the medical packs on the floor so people can heal themselves, and they're just the basic ones. I eventually got it so that the medical packs that I'm running are the big first aid kits, you know, the bigger ones, so you regen a hell of a lot quicker. However, now me saying that, and I think the one sacrifice, there is a kind of counter to this argument. The one thing I did discover, which I've only discovered over the course of the last few days, and I'm using it quite a lot now, so this is what I say, I'm getting better, I'm getting more used to it. I'm more turning into a Battlefield 4 player, which is good. So I'm not as much of a liability. I'm ending up at sort of in the top 3 every game. But I've now learnt the callouts, and I never really knew about these much. I never really knew what they did. But if you press the RB bumper, and you use the right analog stick, you can do a selection of callouts. So you can say, I need ammunition, I need a medic, I need, various other things, I need backup, I need help, and things like that. So yeah, that's obviously helped me now. So now I'm running the engineer class a hell of a lot more, and I'm getting into a situation where I'm down to like 4 life. I just take cover and I press the RB bumper and I say, help, I need some medical supplies. And then all of a sudden, like magic, my life goes up randomly. So that's great. The only counter to that, again, and this is what I talked about, the counter, is that I no longer have the ability to revive anybody. And that's a shame, that's a sad thing, because especially in games like Team Deathmatch, being able to revive somebody is essentially playing the objective. And you don't get that. I've kind of moved away from Team Deathmatch a little bit and playing more of the objective-based games. Now I'm getting a little bit better. Team Deathmatch was more of a sort of foot in the door, I guess, for me to say, right, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna try and get better. Now that I'm getting better and my aim is a lot better, I'm now playing a lot more Conquest and a lot more Rush and things like that. So I'm using the Engineer class because I like to destroy tanks, I like to destroy air support. But I like to bring people back to life as well, and the community has kind of fudged that up for me quite a bit, because it's another one of those knock-on effects. It's like, oh well, you lot aren't going to revive me, then I won't revive anybody else. I think I've only been revived in all the time I've been playing Battlefield 4. I think I've been revived, I would say, probably 10 times. So I could count it on 2 hands. 10 times I've been revived. That is terrible. That is not a lot of medics. And I don't know if it's because they haven't made the class as good with regards to the weaponry or what, but yeah, that's quite sad. But my one biggest frustration with this game, and I will say it again to anybody, if you haven't played Battlefield 4 and you do want a break from Call of Duty, once you start to get used to it and once you start to get better at it, it is a lot more fun. Yes, it's still frustrating. Yes, there are still points where you say, oh, hang on, I shot him first and I put so much in that guy and he survived. And you look at his life at the end, in the kill cam, it shows you how much life he had left. And you think, well, he still had 46. He still had 46% life, and I pumped him with everything I had. At the same time, it's so much more rewarding. It really is. And I never thought I'd ever say that. But it is. But it's still very glitchy and still quite annoying. There's still some things in there that piss me off. The snipers I find are still annoying. It's a one-hit kill from wherever they are, and they find these random, grassy knolls to hide in, and you hear that crack of the whip, and that's the end of you. So that's quite frustrating. Claymores are just so overpowered. Oh my god. Claymores are ridiculous. I find in a lot of these servers where people have their own servers, a lot of the requests with regards to the rules is like no shotguns and no claymores and no C4 and things like that. People obviously don't like that kind of thing, and a lot of no snipers as well. There's a few no sniper rules, so that's always good if you can find one of those. So Battlefield 4, a mountain of fun, really enjoying it, really having some good fun times with it. Like I say, I'm going to be going on my second channel, and I'm going to be playing a lot more with subscribers on that, because I don't play Call of Duty with subscribers much, but with Battlefield 4 I feel confident due to the dedicated server thing. The one thing I wish I could conquer is the bloody panic knife. I panic knife a lot. You will notice this about me as I show these gameplays. I swipe whenever I get in it. If somebody shoots me in the back and I turn and they're there, I swipe my knife. And I've tried changing the controls, and it's not like Battlefield 3 where you can do it so that you go prone. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the gameplay, guys. I'll see you again. Apocalypse done.